This meeting is now called to order. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call, please?
Mr. Prince?
Here.
Mr. Person? Ms. Palmer?
Here?
Mr. Corman?
Here.
Mr. Taylor?
Here.
Mr. Pavoni?
Here.
Ms. Perez?
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, one absent.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
I move we excuse the absent council member.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Corman, that we excuse Councilmember Person. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. So, first item on the agenda is a proclamation.
Proclamation. Whereas the beginning of Black History Month was first called Negro History Week, as conceived and announced by historian Carter G. Woodson and celebrated during a week in February 1926, and whereas in 1976, 50 years after the first celebration, the entire nation had come to recognize the importance of Black history in the drama of the American story, and the week was expanded to a month. And whereas confident that their struggles matter in human history, Black scholars, artists, athletes, and leaders have used their talents to change how the world viewed African Americans. And whereas African Americans, as well as other people of African descent, have been influential in shaping world politics and diplomacy. And whereas the Association for the Study of African American Life and History, ASALH, has selected A Century of Black Life, History, and Culture as the 2015 National Black History Month theme. And whereas the City of Renton, in partnership and communication with residents, businesses, and schools, is dedicated to building an inclusive city with opportunities for all. And whereas Renton History Museum is honoring Black History Month with special events and speakers that explore contemporary popular culture, diversity issues, and social justice through discussion, music, and dance. Now therefore I, Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim the month of February 2015 to be National Black History Month in the City of Renton, and I encourage all citizens to join me in learning more about the rich history of African Americans during this special observance. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this second day of February 2015, signed Dennis Law, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
I move that the proclamation be adopted as read.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Prince, seconded by Mr. Taylor, that council adopt the proclamation as read. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. It's my pleasure to present this to Liz Stewart, who manages the Renton Museum.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, Council President Prince, and members of the council. I am Elizabeth Stewart. I'm the museum manager of the Renton History Museum. I appreciate your recognition of Black History Month tonight, and I wanted to bring greetings from the Renton Historical Society and say that they are so proud to partner with the City of Renton in commemoration of Black History Month. As Jason indicated on the proclamation, Carter G. Woodson instituted the celebration of Black history with a week in 1926, and then in 1970 it was expanded to a month. So depending on how you count, Black History Month is either in its 89th or its 45th year. The purpose of the month is to showcase the accomplishments and contributions of people of African descent to American life and culture. And at the museum, we're very excited about the opportunity to do that in February. So we're commemorating Black History Month at the museum with two programs, both of which are open to the public. On Thursday, February 19th at 5:30, Professor Eric Davis of Bellevue College will lead a conversation titled Rap 101 about contemporary popular culture and social justice as expressed in the lyrics of rap music. This program is also sponsored by Humanities Washington. And then on Saturday, February 28th at 1 p.m., we're so excited to have Global Heat come back to the museum for a family-friendly performance celebrating the Black roots of American music, and they use hip-hop and break dancing on the museum floor, as well as the spoken word and some rap music. So it's always a fun event for us. Details about all these programs are on our website at rentonwa.com/Renton History Museum, or you can also find them on our Facebook page. So we invite everyone in the city and outside the city to join us in the celebration of the diversity of the Renton community. Thank you.
Thank you, Liz. Okay, moving on to administrative report, Mr. Covington.
Mr. Mayor, I don't have anything. I had some information on the Black History Month, but Liz has done a much better job than I could have in outlining that, so
Okay.
that's all.
Thank you. Next is audience comment. We have one person signed up to address the council, Howard McComber.
I just wanted to express as a resident of Renton that we've had a fantastic year with the Seahawks. And we're in it for the long term. And so while it was hard in your throat last night, we are still here. And the Seahawks are here at Renton. Heart and soul is Seahawk territory. That's all.
Nice.
Go
Thanks,
Hawks.
Howard.
Go Hawks.
Okay, moving on to the consent agenda. We have 5 items for council consideration. Are there any items that council member would like pulled for discussion?
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Prince.
seeing none, I move the consent agenda be adopted.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Prince, seconded by Mr. Corman, that council approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Moving on to unfinished business, Mr. Prince.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Ms. Palmer.
Yes, I have 3 Transportation Aviation Committee reports.
Transportation Aviation Committee report, Amendment 114 to Rainier Flight Service lease. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve Amendment 1 to Rainier Flight Services lease for the use of a portion of the leased area for airport equipment storage with a corresponding leasehold reduction, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the lease amendment. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Palmer.
I move that council concur with the committee report.
Second?
It's been moved by Ms. Palmer, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Transportation Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
The next Transportation Aviation Committee report is Rainier Flight Service Lease Amendment Number 2. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the lease language modification to Rainier Flight Services lease concerning the removal of movable office furniture or trade fixtures, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to sign the second amendment. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Palmer.
I move that council concur with the committee report.
Second?
It's been moved by Ms. Palmer, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
The final Transportation Aviation Committee report is regarding the Orca Business Passport Contract for 2015-2016. The Transportation Aviation Committee recommends concurrence with the staff recommendation to approve the mayor and city clerk to execute the agreement with King County Metro Transit for the purchase of Orca business cards and Orca business passports. This is signed by the committee chair and members.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Ms. Palmer.
I move that council concur with the committee report.
Second?
It's been moved by Ms. Palmer, seconded by Ms. Perez, that council concur with the Transportation Aviation Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it.
And that's it for me.
Thank you. Mr. Corman.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Mr. Taylor.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Finance Committee does have a report.
Okay, the Finance Committee report approval of claims and payroll vouchers. The Finance Committee approves for payment on February 2nd, 2015, claim vouchers 335-358 through 335-976, 9 wire transfers and 2 payroll runs with benefit withholding payments totaling $13,785,380.73, and payroll vouchers including 1,443 direct deposits and 134 payroll checks totaling $3,199,273.80. This is signed by the committee vice chair and member.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
I move that council concur with the Finance Committee's committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Taylor, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
That is all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you, sir. Mr. Pavoni.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, and Ms. Perez?
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, moving on to resolutions and ordinances. We have one ordinance for first reading.
Okay, the ordinance for first reading is regarding a clarification of the city code. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, amending Section 132 of Chapter 3, Remedies and Penalties of Title I, Administration of the City Code, clarifying the language in subsection 132P for consistency.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Mr. Taylor.
I move that this ordinance be moved to second and final reading at the next council meeting.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Mr. Taylor, seconded by Mr. Pavoni, that this ordinance be placed on second and final reading at the next council meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, moving on to new business, Mr. Prince.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have a few items to report. This Thursday, February 5th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., we have day one of the council retreat at Maplewood Greens in the Alder Room. 3 topics on the agenda. We've got the 2016 through 2021 business plan, comprehensive plan update, and council policies and procedures. Then that next day, February 6th, from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., also at Maplewood Greens in the Alder Room, we have building an inclusive city and sustainable fiscal strategy. Then on Monday, February 9th at 6:15 p.m. in the council conference room, in the conferencing center, we have committee of the whole, and that is the airport blast fence. And that is all, Mr.
Okay, Mr. Prince, I wanted to verify, we got council chambers on the
Yeah, it was a
agenda.
mistake.
Pardon me?
Mistake, it's supposed to be the
The
conference.
conferencing center. Okay, great. Thank you. Ms. Palmer,
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Corman?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I'd like to announce the Planning and Development Committee meeting for February 9th at 4 o'clock p.m. And that will be in the council conference room. 2 items on that agenda. The first is an interagency agreement for environmental review, Energize East Side program. And the second item is Choice Neighborhoods Investment Grant Briefing. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Taylor?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, the Utility Committee will meet on February the 9th at 5:30. A couple of items on the agenda. It's going to be the final pay estimate for South 132nd Street Sewer Extension Contract. The second item will be the Southeast 165th Sewer Extension. And then also, in recognition of Black History Month, I would be remiss if I didn't take the opportunity to mention a few notable names in Black history that are not commonly known. I can say that I did not learn of them when I spent my time in school. The first person I'd like to point out, her name is Frederica Jones, and actually Frederick Jones, I apologize. And his invention was refrigerated trucks, which later were adopted by boats and planes and trains. So whenever we travel today on any mode of transportation, whether it's a train, a plane, or a boat, the refrigeration system was invented by a black man. Also, there was Garrett Morgan, who invented the traffic light signal and also the gas mask during the Second World War. Henrietta Blackberry is known for her invention of the underwater cannon system that made it possible to launch tornadoes during the Second World War. Daniel Hale Williams, he did the first successful open heart surgery in the world, and he had an operative mortality rate of only 1.5%. And then, of course, there was Elijah McCoy. His name is more known than others, but what people may not know is that he invented the automatic lubrication system for locomotive engines, and he had so many inventions that people would ask when looking at an item, is that the real McCoy? And that's where
Is that right?
That's exactly where it came from.
Very
So those are a few of the notable names of people that we should know about. That is all, Mr. Mayor.
Great, thanks, Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
Mr. Pavoni?
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, Ms. Perez?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I would like to announce that the Community Service Committee will be meeting on Monday, February 9th at 5 p.m. in the council conference room. We'll be discussing the 2015 Community Service Department topic.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to audience comment. Anybody who didn't get, any staff member who wanted to address the council? Either that or Brian Beckley.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Mr.
Move we
Prince.
adjourn.
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Prince, second by Mr. Corman, that we adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? We're adjourned.